Welcome back to DC1 Mathematics class. As we all know, we are looking at odd numbers. And as a reminder, an odd number is a number that cannot be divided by 2 exactly. And by that we mean, if you divide it by 2, there is a remainder. So, let's look at this example 4. Example 4 says, list the odd numbers from, okay, deciding from. So, we shall start with part A. From 10 to 17, and the concept of from to means that the two numbers are inclusive. That means we shall begin from 10 and we stop at 17. So let us first get the natural numbers from 10 to 17. Natural numbers. So from 10, so we shall have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Why are we including 10 and 17? Because of the statement that says from 10 to 17. This means that 10 and 17 are inclusive. So these are the natural numbers from 10 to 17. Now, let us look for odd numbers. In other words, let's look for numbers that when we divide by 2, there is a remainder greater than 0. The remainder should not be 0. So, let's say natural numbers, let's say odd numbers, and 10 divided by 2, we get 5 and the remainder is 0. 11 divided by 2, we get 5 and the remainder is 1. So 11 is an odd number. 12 is even, 13 is odd, 14 is even, 15 is odd, 16 is even, and 17 is odd. These are the numbers that when we divide by 2, there is a remainder. For example, 11 divided by 2, there is a remainder of 1. 13 divided by 2, it is 6 and the remainder is 1. 15 divided by 2 is 7 and the remainder is 1. 17 divided by 2, we get 8 and the remainder is 1. So, as long as there is a remainder, that number qualifies to be an odd number. So, let's look at part B that says from 4 to 12. So, what are the natural numbers that actually range from 4 to 12? Natural numbers in this range. So, we are still adhering to the fact that 4 and 12 are inclusive. So, we can start from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11. Those are the natural numbers in that range. Now, let's look for odd numbers. In other words, let's look for numbers for which 2 is not a factor. That means they cannot exactly be divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2 and the remainder is 0. So 5 is an odd number, 7 is odd, 9 is odd, and then 11 is odd. These are the numbers. When we divide by 2, there is a remainder. So those are the odd numbers. For example, 5 divided by 2, we get 2 and the remainder is 1. 7 divided by 2, we get 3, the remainder is 1. 9 divided by 2, we get 4, the remainder is 1. 11 divided by 2, we get 5 and the remainder is 1. So let's go to part C. It says this is our guiding principle from 36 to 43. What do we do? 36 and 43 are inclusive, so we shall get start from 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43. They are inclusive. Why? Because the statement is saying from and then to. So it begins from 36 and stops at 43. So those are the natural numbers. Now, of these numbers, let's look for odd numbers. Those numbers that cannot exactly be divided by 2. Or if you divide them by 2, there is a remainder. 36 is even, 37 is odd, 39 is odd, 41 is odd, and then 43 is also odd. So this is the solution to example 4.